Your ticket doesn't look right, the airline agent sneered, eyeing Sophia's business class boarding pass. Are teenagers even allowed in premium? Several passengers turned to watch as a 17-year-old martial arts student stood frozen, sensing the coming storm. Nobody knew her father was Jake Martinez, MMA world champion. Sophia Martinez stood tall despite her racing heart. At 17, she'd face opponents twice her size in martial arts competitions. But this woman's contempt felt different, sharper, more personal. ID, demanded Lisa, her airport badge hanging crooked on a faded blue vest. She snatched Sophia's driver's license, studying it with theatrical suspicion. Travelers rushed past in Chicago O'Hare's premium lounge, stealing glances at the confrontation. Sophia's worn training hoodie and simple backpack stood out among business suits and leather briefcases. Traveling alone? Lisa's voice dripped with fake concern. Yes, Sophia replied evenly. I'm heading to a national martial arts championship. Lisa's eyebrows shot up. On a business class ticket? Must be nice having daddy's credit card. Sophia remained silent. She'd earned this trip. 3 years of pre-dawn training, regional championships, torn ligaments, and stitches. You know, Lisa leaned closer, lowering her voice. We get kids like you trying to upgrade themselves all the time. My ticket is legitimate, Sophia said, sliding her boarding pass forward. Lisa's fingers tapped her keyboard, eyes narrowing. Martinez, that's interesting. A smirk crawled across her face. Any relation to Jake Martinez, the famous fighter? The question hung in the air like a trap about to spring. Yes, he's my father, Sophia answered, her voice steady. Lisa's laughter erupted like a slap. Right, and I'm dating Tom Cruise. Two nearby airline staff exchanged amused glances. One snickered openly. I can show you my family ID, Sophia offered, reaching for her wallet. Honey, stop. Lisa's voice hardened. Jake Martinez's daughter flying commercial? Alone? In that hoodie? Her eyes traveled to Sophia's worn training shoes. You're clearly lying, which makes me wonder what else you're hiding. Sophia's cheeks burned. I'm not. You know what happens to people who lie about their identity at airports. Lisa's finger hovered over her keyboard. They get flagged. A security alert popped up on Lisa's screen. One she just triggered herself. Interesting timing. Lisa's voice shifted to performative concern. TSA has flagged your account for enhanced screening. Wonder why. 2 security officers materialized within seconds. The taller one, badge reading Reynolds, stepped forward. Miss, we need you to step aside, he said, hand already gripping Sophia's backpack strap. There's been a mistake, Sophia protested. My ticket is legitimate. My father, Jake Martinez, apparently. Lisa interjected with theatrical eye rolling. She also mentioned training equipment in her bag. Reynolds' partner immediately tensed. What kind of equipment? Athletic tape, hand wraps, Sophia explained, panic rising. Nothing dangerous. We'll determine that, Reynolds said, already unzipping her bag. Potential code 27B, he muttered into his radio. Code for suspected narcotics. The crowd around them grew, phones discreetly lifting to record the scene. Reynolds dumped Sophia's backpack onto the inspection table. Training gloves, protein bars, and a tournament schedule scattered across the surface. Phones recorded every humiliating second. What's this? The second officer held up a small bottle of Tiger Balm muscle rub. Muscle rub, Sophia explained, voice tightening. For training injuries. He unscrewed the cap, sniffing suspiciously. Could be disguised contraband. Sophia's tournament confirmation email fluttered to the floor. No one bothered to pick it up. Check her other bag, Reynolds ordered, already reaching for Sophia's smaller duffel. Wait! Sophia reached for it. Let me? Reynolds yanked it away forcefully. The sudden jerk sent Sophia stumbling forward. Don't interfere with security procedures. He unzipped the duffel with aggressive efficiency, appending it completely. Sophia's clothes tumbled out. T-shirts, sweatpants, and then, to her mortification, her undergarments scattered across the table in full public view. A teenage boy nearby snickered. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Sophia lunged forward, desperately gathering her intimate items, face burning with humiliation. But worse was still coming. From the bag's side pocket fell a small wooden box, intricately carved with a firefighter's emblem. It hit the floor with a sickening crack, the lid splitting from the base. "No!" Sophia cried out, dropping to her knees. Inside lay a medallion, her biological father's Medal of Valor, awarded posthumously after he died, saving 4 people from a burning building. The case was hand-carved by his firefighter colleagues. "Please be careful with that," she whispered, voice breaking. "It's all I have of my real father." "Your real father?" Reynolds scoffed. "I thought Jake Martinez was your father." Sophia reached for the broken box. The security officer swatted her hand away. "Don't touch evidence until cleared." Something snapped inside her. Years of martial arts training took over. Her legs swept out, catching Reynolds off balance. He tumbled backward into the inspection table. The second officer lunged. Sophia pivoted, deflecting his grasp. She wasn't attacking, just creating space to reclaim her father's medal. Alarms blared. 3 more security personnel rushed in. One twisted Sophia's arm behind her back, while another forced her to the ground. Her cheek pressed against the cold floor as handcuffs clicked shut. "Assault on a security officer," someone announced loudly. Sophia wasn't resisting anymore. Tears slid silently down her face as she watched her biological father's broken memorial, just inches from her fingertips, yet completely out of reach. "That's enough." A commanding voice cut through the chaos. The terminal supervisor, Maxwell Cooper, approached with measured steps. His crisp navy suit and authoritative demeanor parted the crowd instantly. "Uncuff her," he ordered. "Sir, she assaulted," Reynolds began. "I saw the footage." Cooper's voice left no room for argument. "Release her now." The handcuffs clicked open. Sophia rose slowly, dignity gathering like armor around her humiliation. She immediately reached for the broken metal case, clutching it protectively. "Miss Martinez, please come with me," Cooper said, not unkindly, but without warmth. In his glass-walled office, Cooper reviewed her documentation with clinical precision. Sophia's heart sank as his expression hardened. "These irregularities with your ticket," he began. "What irregularities?" Sophia's voice caught. "My father purchased it legally." "Jake Martinez?" Cooper's skepticism was palpable. "The same man you just admitted isn't your real father." "He adopted me after my biological father died," Sophia explained. "He's legally my father." Cooper tapped the screen. "The purchasing card has triggered security protocols. There are concerns about fraudulent activity. That's impossible." "Nevertheless," Cooper continued, "your boarding is denied pending verification by the actual cardholder." The weight of his words crashed over her. "You're cancel my ticket?" "Holding it," Cooper corrected coldly. "If Jake Martinez is truly your father and truly purchased this ticket, he can come verify in person. But my competition is not my concern." Cooper stood. "You'll be escorted to baggage claim. You may contact whoever you need from there." Outside the office, 2 security officers waited to walk her out. Past the whispers, past the stares, past her scattered dignity still lying on the inspection table. Sophia's hands trembled as she pulled out her phone. Her father answered on the first ring. "Dad," she whispered, voice finally breaking. "They don't believe me. They won't let me board." 20 minutes later, travelers near baggage claim froze mid-step. A hush fell as Jake Martinez walked through the sliding doors. He wasn't dressed like a celebrity. No entourage surrounded him. His simple black jacket and jeans suggested an ordinary man, until you noticed the focused intensity in his eyes and the unmistakable physicality of 5-time MMA world champion. Sophia ran to him. Jake embraced her briefly, his face a controlled mass of concern. "You okay?" he asked quietly. She nodded, though her reddened eyes told a different story. "Where are they?" His voice remained calm, but carried the undercurrent of a brewing storm. Sophia pointed toward Cooper, who now approached with markedly less confidence than he'd shown earlier. Behind him trailed Reynolds and Lisa, their earlier smugness evaporated. Mr. Martinez. Cooper began, hand extended. There seems to have been a misunderstanding. Jake ignored the outstretched hand. Misunderstanding. The word hung dangerously in the air. You humiliated my daughter. You broke a memorial to her birth father. You accuse her of fraud. Cooper's Adam's apple bobbed nervously. Sir, we have protocols. Was it protocol to dump a teenage girl's underwear in public? Jake's voice remained level, making the question even more devastating. Was it protocol to break a Medal of Valor awarded to a fallen firefighter? Airport staff had gathered at a safe distance. Phones recorded discreetly. We didn't know, Lisa stammered. Because you didn't ask, Jake cut in. You didn't listen. You saw a teenager in a hoodie with a business class ticket and decided she didn't belong. A distinguished man in an expensive suit emerged from the crowd. His airport badge identified him as Regional Director Harrison. Mr. Martinez. Harrison spoke with genuine regret. I've reviewed the security footage. What happened to your daughter was inexcusable. Jake's eyes never left Cooper. So what happens now? Immediate reinstatement of Sophia's ticket with priority boarding, Harrison answered. Disciplinary action for the staff involved. And a formal apology from the airline. Cooper finally found his voice. Mr. Martinez, I deeply regret. Save it, Jake said quietly. Your apology means nothing to her. Within minutes, Sophia's path to the airport transformed completely. The same security checkpoint that had humiliated her now parted like the Red Sea. TSA agents nodded respectfully as she and Jake passed through a private screening lane. Your boarding passes, Mr. Martinez. An attendant handed them premium tickets with reverence. Sophia noticed her ticket had been upgraded to first class. I've arranged for an escort to your gate, Harrison explained, motioning to a uniformed woman nearby. Ms. Adams will ensure you board without further incident. Jake's hand stayed firmly on Sophia's shoulder as they walked. Whispers and smartphone cameras followed their path. Already, social media was erupting with videos of the confrontation and Jake's arrival. At the gate, passengers pretended not to stare. The flight attendant checking boarding passes actually gasped when she recognized Jake. Dad, you don't have to come with me, Sophia whispered. I know you have that training camp tomorrow. Jake's expression remained resolute. I'm not letting you fly alone. Not after this. As they settled into their first-class seats, Sophia carefully placed a broken metal case on her lap. Her fingers traced the fractured wood, the firefighter emblem now split in two. Jake watched her silently, then pressed the call button. Do you have tape on board? He asked the flight attendant. And perhaps a small cloth? When the items arrived, Jake gently took the broken case from Sophia's hands. We can't fix everything that broke today, he said quietly, but we can start with this. The plane hummed steadily at cruising altitude. Sophia watched as Jake's strong, callous fingers delicately pieced together the broken metal case. His touch was surprisingly gentle for hands that had won championships through raw power. I never knew him, Sophia said suddenly, breaking their comfortable silence. My birth father. Jake looked up, listening. Mom says I was only 6 months old when he died in that apartment fire. Her voice remained steady, but her fingers traced invisible patterns on the armrest. Sometimes I wonder if that's why I started martial arts. To feel brave like him. Jake secured another piece of the broken box. Your mother told me he carried 3 people out before going back in for 4th. Sophia nodded. Even though the building was collapsing, even though everyone told him not to. She paused. Do you think that was brave or stupid? Both, Jake answered honestly. Sometimes they're the same thing. Sophia examined a small cut on her palm from the broken case. When that security guard broke this, I just snapped. I know. I shouldn't have fought back. You always taught me better control. Jake set the partially repaired box down. Sophia, listen to me. Fighting in a tournament has rules. Fighting for your dignity is different. But I embarrass you. Jake's expression hardened. No, those people embarrass themselves. What they did to you, that wasn't about security or protocols. It was about power. Small people trying to feel big by making you feel small. Her eyes glistened. I just wanted them to believe me. Some people won't believe the truth, even when it's right in front of them. Jake's voice softened. Your birth father knew that. It's why he ran back into that fire when everyone said the building was lost. A tear escaped, sliding down Sophia's cheek. When they questioned whether you were really my father, it felt like they were erasing everything. Our family, our history, everything. Hey! Jake gently lifted her chin. Nothing can erase that. Not their words, not their disbelief. Nothing. She nodded, not entirely convinced. You know, Jake continued, resuming his repair of the metal case. I remember the day your mom introduced us. You were this tiny 5-year-old with the most serious expression I'd ever seen. Sophia smiled slightly. Mom says I interrogated you. You did, Jake chuckled. Asked if I was going to try to replace your real dad. What did you say? I don't remember. I said I would never replace him, that no one could. But I promised I would honor his memory by being the best father I could be to his daughter. Sophia swallowed hard. You've kept that promise. Jake finished securing the last piece of the metal case. The repair wasn't perfect. Thin lines still marked where it had broken, but it was whole again. Your birth father gave you life, Jake said, handing her the restored case. But he gave me something too. What? The chance to be your dad. He reached over, wiping away a tear she hadn't realized had fallen. And that's the greatest honor of my life, greater than any championship. The plane continued eastward, carrying a father and daughter bound not by blood, but by something far stronger, a love built on choice, respect, and the quiet courage to stand together when the world tried to tear them apart. In a world where snap judgments and prejudice can strip away someone's dignity in seconds, this story reminds us a profound truth. Sometimes the quietest acts of courage speak the loudest. The airport staff wielded their authority like weapons. Yet it was Jake's calm presence and unwavering support that truly demonstrated power. Not the fleeting power of uniform or position, but the enduring strength of unconditional love. Sophia's journey teaches us that dignity isn't something that can be taken away by others. It lives in our resilience, in the courage to stand our ground, and in those who stand beside us when we need it most. Think about it. Who has been your Jake Martinez when you needed someone to believe in you? Or whose Jake have you been? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might be the light someone else needs today. Subscribe for more stories that celebrate the quiet heroes walking among us every day.